Let's see what this practice turns out to be. I was thinking, as this is the end of a day, and I don't know what you've been doing today. You might be very tired, or you might be a little bit in need of expelling some tension and energy in the body, from the body, sorry. So as always with my practices, you are in total control of the dial. So if you need to go at a slightly faster pace, by all means do. And if you need to drop it down, again, do that as well. But do have your breath considered for both of those options. So I was thinking that we could start standing, which is very unusual for me, actually, but that's a good indication because it would mean that you will end up lying down more than likely. So if you come up to stand, yeah, and with the legs a comfortable distance apart. I wouldn't overanalyze this, to be honest. Just be comfortable and let the arms rest down the sides of your body. Feet, you can have them slightly turned out. I mean, I'm in a comfortable stance here. This is what I feel quite grounded in. And that's what we're going to do, first of all. We're just going to come out of our heads. I think, after a day, it's very common that we reside a bit up here and we need to let this take over. And then that means that our sleep can be very nourishing and replenishing. So from your standing position, a little bend in your knees just to not be locked back in your knee joints, to also introduce to your body the concept of softness, okay? So the arms can relax down the sides of your body, and you're open here across your collarbones, from your sternum out to the armpits. And if you've been over a keyboard a lot today, or you've been doing lots of things in front of you, just invite a little bit of an external rotation to your upper arms to help the shoulders move back a little bit. And then let the breath come and go. And by all means, have your eyes shut down. And if you don't fancy having your eyes shut down, at least have your gaze down. And just notice how your body feels. Mine's a little bit buzzy, actually, this evening. And I don't really want to take that into the later part of the evening. So I'm just going to do a journey from the head all the way down to the feet. So I'm just going to verbalize this for you. Okay, let in the back of the head almost be in line with the rest of your spine. So that's an invitation to take the jawbone back a little bit. You could slightly drop the chin, and that would invite a little bit of extension through the back of the neck. This is opening up the air channels, yeah? So if breathing is difficult for any reason, you've just made it a little bit easier here. And as you breathe in, notice your breath extending out to the corners of your shoulders. So from the center out to the corner of your shoulders. And journey down through the sternum to the lower ribs. And now visualize your breath arriving right down here in your body. Put your hands there if you want to, if that's useful to you. And feel your breath create that lovely expansion in the rib cage. The thing I really like about this breathing method is it really does create an openness in your rib cage, your lungs. It's not inviting a big belly breath, which actually can be very and can discourage your diaphragm to work. And I want your diaphragm to work here. So if we're confused about what is diaphragmatic breathing, think about taking your breath to your lower ribs. That's diaphragmatic breathing. And you'll feel that lovely wide in 360 degrees expansion of that big muscle. And then if you're using your hands, maybe you just pop them onto your hips and notice the two sides of your hip, or whether you're leaning a little bit into one leg or the other, or forwards or backwards, or some kind of different position. So really we want to sort of aim with soft knees to align sit bones somewhere above the heels. That's a very rigid description, I know, but within that, try and find what is your equilibrium. So you might need to have your sit bones further back. It all depends on the tilt of your pelvis and things like that. So really just go with what is good for you. But in your mind, you know, go through the body and line these things up a little bit. Not perfectly, but for you to understand how your body aligns. So remember, the knees are slightly soft. And is there any gripping through the feet, through the ankles, through the toes? And yeah, I can really feel that down there on my body. So take a breath in and breathe out. So wherever you recognize you've got some activity, I want you to breathe in and send the out breath to that place in your body. You can breathe out through your mouth if you want to, but breathe in through your nose if you can. Okay. So where you feel something happening in your body, a buzziness or even a little bit of a numbness, could be shoulders, could be hips, could be knees, could be ankles. I want you to move that part. Yeah. So if it's shoulders, you could just do something like this. Yeah. You know, maybe you need to do a little bit of a twist, wiggle the hips, bend the knees, turn around in the ankles, something. Find something that really works. Yeah. At reducing the feels that you had, yeah? And just, you know, make sure you go in both directions if that's necessary. And yeah. And then if we all do this, right? So you're just lifting your heel, and lifting and dropping the other one, yeah? Like you're walking on the spot. And literally let the arms go with that too. Let the pelvis go, let the head go. Exaggerate. Come into an exaggerated movement, yeah? So sometimes when we're not able to go on a walk, maybe we could do something like this, and maybe we could just visualize, you know, where we're walking, the trees, that kind of thing, even if it's just a few minutes. Okay, take the legs a little bit wider here, and then just swing the arms around your body, letting them flop and kind of, you know, create a little bit of a massage on your body. And again, do what feels good for you. I'm still kind of dealing with the ankles. Don't know what, but I am. So I'm just going to bring those in whilst I'm doing this as well. A little bit more. And then we're going to come into something that looks a bit more like a yoga pose. Okay, so bring that to stillness, yeah? And then one leg, take that behind you, okay? So you might be off your heel, on your toes, front knee bent, front foot flat. Okay, so the foot that's at front, same hand onto the same hip. Inhale, reach the top arm up and reach over. So you're really coming into the side waist here. And you can lean back a little bit. Yeah, that plays with where you are in your legs. So, you know, if you don't want to be so far forwards and have things going on mostly in the front leg, go back a little bit and you'll find something happening in the back leg too. So breathe. You're trying to breathe in that sideways, side ribs. And then as you inhale, come back Little wriggle, other side, yeah? Hand onto the front leg hip, top arm reaching up and over. Play with your balance. Where would you like it? Okay, one more breath. And as you exhale, come back to center. Shake around a little bit. So feet a little bit further apart than hip distance. We're coming into a forward fold. So obviously, if you've got any lower back issues or anything, you are more than welcome to use blocks so you don't go so far. And I really like to bend the knees, okay? So from here, let's inhale, draw the arms up. As you exhale, you go down, bringing the hands onto blocks if that's what you're doing. Otherwise, hands to the floor, releasing the head, releasing your shoulders. And again, a little wriggle of sorts, could be the shoulders. You may fancy going side to side again. Let the head really flop here. Yeah. And then we're going to slowly come up. So come up with an in-breath and take the arms all the way up in the air. And as you exhale, back down, breathing out. Holding a little bit more, adjust as you need to. You might want your legs wider. You might want to kind of fall between the legs, head to the floor. Coming up again, inhale. So I'm just dragging my hands up my body here. Out to the sides, exhale and down. And on this time, is it possible to just send the sit bones up a little bit towards your ceiling? This obviously gets the back of your legs. So be kind. Hamstrings are stubborn and they don't like being forced. So keep your knees bent. Okay, so come up, inhale. Last time, arms in the air. And as you exhale, maybe take the arms out to the side. Okay, so from the top of your mat, let's take the right foot back. You're on your toes, not the heel at the back. All the toes are facing forwards in this direction. I'm going to have a bend in the back knee here and just invite an inhale, taking the arms up and just checking in with the ribs, the pelvis, where everything is in space. So if you want to have a back bend or you want to, open a bit more at the front of your body, you might find you begin to straighten your back leg and draw the shoulder blades back. Or you might want to do the opposite. Yeah, you might want to really bend the back knee, pull the front ribs back, straighten out your spine. Depends on what you need. Yeah. So breathe in, last time, breathe out and step forwards. Same thing, other side. So the reason I'm putting some of these, I guess, slightly challenging poses in is to invite your body to release the tension or any kind of from your day. We're not ramping things up. Breathe in, take the arms up in the air. But we are allowing the body to express tension, perhaps, giving it the opportunity to release just by going towards an edge. But we're doing this in a way that is coherent to our nervous system. We're not taking it beyond. We're not asking it to do too much. We've got all the possibilities of adjusting as we wish. Stepping forwards, wriggling around again. Maybe the legs would like something, a little shuffle here. Okay, chair pose or something like chair pose. None of this has to be exact, but roughly the feet hip distance apart. Just going to shift my mat around, sorry. just so you can really get to see the back, the lower back. So feet hip distance apart, taking the sit bones back behind you and bringing the arms somewhere out in front. I love doing this pose with soft arms. It allows my shoulders to relax, which means I can lift my sternum. But at the same time, I haven't got a really tight top on, but at the same time, keep my lower back safe. We want this to be fairly neutral, okay? So that might mean if you stick your bum out that you need to just lift up a little bit and think of the ribs coming in. So breathe in as you exhale, fold over. Breathe out, let any tension go. Roll up, take those arms, hands up your body in the air, and then release to the side. One more, okay? Here we go, breathe in, sit down. This, when you get the alignment right for your body, I think you really notice the core engaging here in a way to support your lower back. One more breath. Exhale, fold down. Use your hands on the mat, step your feet back, and just come onto your knees and take your feet to one side so you can get them out in front of you. So we're going to leave the hands behind. Where you turn your fingertips is up to you. Think of these shoulders. The more you turn back, the more this opens. So feet to the edges of your mat, feet a bit further away than your knees. And you're going to drop your right knee towards your left foot. Now this right buttock does come off the ground, but you can turn here a little bit and find a lovely twist for the back. And as you inhale, come back through center and twist and turn the other way. Breathe out. Inhale, all the way over. Exhale. Back around. Inhale and exhale. One more each side. And this last one, all the way over. Super. Okay. So from here, we can come down onto our backs. If you want something for your head, a block's really nice, or you could, have a rolled blanket, something like that is just as good. And as you go down, I'd really like you to bring the right knee in towards your right armpit. Keep the other knee bent for now. And just turn the right knee to the right a little bit more. So you start to feel as if your left foot's going towards your left thigh. We're not going to do that today. We're not going to do lying pigeon. But you can hold the calf or the ankle and just find a little external rotation in your hip. Really nice. Hip work is really nice for evening stuff. And then release. We'll do the same on the other side. So you're just inviting a really slow motion movement of your thigh bone outwards. And if you've been sitting all day, I think you will appreciate the slow motion. Yeah, our hips can get tight from sitting. So release that down. Okay, other side, first side, right knee in. Guess what? We're going to go the other way now. So you're assisting and rolling. So get hold of your right hand, bring it around to the inside of your thigh, right thigh that is, left hand around the outside of the leg, and literally turn and create an internal rotation. Now this will be a smaller movement for most people, this is the internal rotation is, you'll go a shorter distance. The limitation is there, and release. Same thing other side, okay? So you do a manual assist here. And if you have spotted the difference between one leg and the other, that's really common that we have that. And then release. Knock your knees together just for a moment. Let the pelvis settle. You may need to do a little jiggle. Breathe out. And then from here, extend the right leg. Bring the left foot to the inside thigh of the right leg, obviously. This is a lying tree pose. So the legs need to be active. So you could invite the right leg to come in to touch the sole of the left foot. And you're trying to take that left knee down to the ground a little bit more. Legs are charged, like I say. So let's bring the arms in like we would normally in tree pose. Maybe bringing the arms up in the air, maybe the palms touch, maybe the elbows bend. Yeah, do what you would normally do in tree pose and invite your bottom ribs, where we were breathing to at the beginning, to come down to the floor. And you'll feel your core come in. Don't hold your breath like I just did then. So take a breath in. And let the breath go. Keep the legs working. Another breath. Inhale, reach the arms straight. As you exhale, bring them back. And we're going to take this left knee across your body, finding a twist. As always, use a prop to bring the floor up to you if that's what you need. Right leg is straight. Another breath. And then slowly come out of that. Straight legs, relaxed. Relaxed straight legs. Maybe a jiggle first of all. Hands on the top of the pelvis, just noticing how the tops of your thighs feel, how the hips feel. And if there's a change, are you walking yourself towards that relaxation state? Any tension in your body, any tightness in your body? Is it beginning to go? It's good to assess what works, what doesn't work. We then get a better map of our needs and yeah, what really works for us. So tree pose, right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Like I say, you can always bring that left leg to meet the sole of your right foot. Right knee down to the ground as much as you can here. So what happens for me is my ribs like to lift. That's why I give that instruction to take the ribs down. But it also makes you realize how your core works. Inhale the arms up in a position that would normally work for you. Go back to your ribs if you need to. If you're a very flat-backed person, you probably don't need to do the rib adjusting. Keep the energy going in the legs. So know that this is what helps release tension. Helps your muscles to relax when we release, not currently though. And then inhale, Reach the arms up straight. And as you exhale, bring them down. And this right knee is going to go across your body, finding itself in a twist, a prop if you like that. You could put the right arm out to the side, left hand on the outside of your right leg. And just notice how you breathe. Is there ease in your breath? If it feels tense, then just start to create a longer exhale, just a little bit. And then slowly bring yourself out. Bring the soles of your feet together. You can put your arms where you like. And we're just going to bring the knees together over on one side. Soles of the feet together again. And then the knees together on the other side. So it's a moving twist. So you could inhale when your knees are apart. Exhale when they come together. And by all means, you can begin to slow the breath down. Slow the movement down. So we'll have two more. Take your time. Deliberately bring it to snail's pace. And then separate the knees. Bring them together as you take your feet to the edges of your mat. So by all means, close your eyes down. Maybe bring your hands onto one hand onto your tummy, the other hand onto your ribs or your chest. You could take one leg straight and the other one. It's like a mini Shavasana here. 5 breaths. So an inhale and an exhale would be 1 breath. And let each exhale drop anything from your day that you really do not need to absorb, digest, and most definitely not take to your sleep. And we'll very slowly bend the knees. Roll over to one side. Use your hand to bring you up into any seated position. It can be cross-legged, it could be legs out in front. Just rest the hands somewhere, maybe lap, knees, palms up, palms down. I quite like palms up. Probably this time of the night it would be better to have the palms down. A couple of breaths to close our practice. So another opportunity to let things from your day fizzle away. Let this be the dividing line where after this you are walking into your nighttime and your night routine. Okay, so we'll close our practice. So take a breath in, draw the arms in the air, let the palms touch, and bring the hands down into your heart space. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for practicing.